I do spend time sitting in a chair gazing out the window, and I think that's the best place and position to be in, sitting to think of things. But actually, it was all his energy that drove that thing. He met with myself and Murray Tom. He wanted a museum hall of fame. And he went around just tapping on people's doors, and the museum embraced his suggestion, so it turned into an exhibition. But that is what's needed to make people realise that we have a great story to tell and that a hall of fame should exist.
In a similar vein, you had the idea one day for Play It Strange.
Yes.
And now how many years has Play It Strange been going?
13. Actually, it wasn't my idea, really. It was a man called Bill Moran, who was the Assistant Economic Advisor to the Minister of Education.
Okay.
So he said, let's start a charitable trust. What would it do? And I just said, well, songwriting competitions, one. Yes, he said, good idea. Ukulele orchestras, great idea. Band of Strangers, like Neil Finn did in England. What an excellent idea. I've got a name for it, he said. Because I could see he was just waiting to tell me. I said, what is it, Bill? He said, Play It Strange. And he called it Play It Strange because it's a Phil Judge song that virtually no one's ever heard.
And so how do you judge the success of Play It Strange as a foundation now? Is it about creating songwriters that are going to go on to commercial success, or is it about maybe opening up songwriting as an artistic avenue for young people in general?
It's what we do is modelled on college sport.
Right.
So I went to see the guy that runs it.
Okay.
Back in 2003. I said, what is the backdrop to college sport? What he said, to have as many people playing rugby as want to, might want to, or will want to once they've tried it. And from there, the great ones will go on and become All Blacks and in between. And so I said, that's what we're going to do.
And I think it's a wonderful thing, because just picking up a musical instrument, or whether it's a ukulele or a bassoon, or writing a song, or feeling like you can be involved in music, it opens up the human psyche, it opens up the soul a little bit and helps you understand the world a little bit more. So learning to do it as a young person, I think, is a very valuable thing.
And that's why we've always been lobbying for the subject of songwriting at school. But every year we have less than half the secondary schools in New Zealand have a song entered. Some, Gisborne Girls High, 45 songs. Jane Egan there, the teacher, HOD, head of department, she's created an amazing culture, so much so that the Gisborne boys, who are at Gisborne Boys School, cross the road to take music with her.
And so that is the way in many things in education in this country, isn't it? It comes down to the quality of the teacher, and if you get a good one, you're lucky.
So you need one that's into songwriting. Now, songwriting not being a subject, they are in a way bending the rules, because the subject at the moment is composition. But if they don't, and I was the parent, if I was 16 and at my old school, they said, oh, no, we're not going to offer songwriting, I'd actually make a bit of a fuss about it. And so the pressure will come, I think, for that wonderful subject, because are we not listening to songs every minute of our lives? And we take the ones that really lodge themselves in our hearts, we take them to our grave with us, lovingly. You know, how many songs are played at funerals?
Well, there's always a song at a funeral.
I've chosen mine.
Yeah, I've chosen mine too.
You going to tell me yours?
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Mine is Dave Dobbin's Palace.
I feel like I don't know that song, maybe.
It's on Lament for the Numb. It's all about the Civic Theatre. And when I was a young boy, that was my paradise escape, the Civic Theatre to watch movies. What's yours?
Flaming Lips, Do You Realise?
I don't know that.
Do you realise the sun doesn't go down, it's just an illusion of the world spinning round?
Cool. Nice.
Have you noticed a difference in the songwriting quality over 13 years, or the way that young people are writing songs, the instruments that they're using?
They're much more sophisticated.
I bet.
And if you listen to this year's ones and say go back to 2004, although mind you, 2004 was Kimbra.
Yeah, right.
And things like that. But there's a lot more sophisticated arranging. But the thing that I really, really think is now developing are the lyrics.
I've always been a firm believer in the wisdom of youth, you know.
I'm with you.
And people often mock the arrogance of youth, saying, oh, wait until you get older, you'll know better. But I've always been like, no, I think the youth have the wisdom. And that even though it might be naivety in some ways, there's power in it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the end, I do actually push play on all 300 and whatever it is songs.
Yep.
So I have a pretty good idea of what they're all thinking out there.
And so how many songs on the CD this year, Mike?
53.
53 songs.
We're going to play them all in the show. Aren't we?
No, we're not. No, we're not. We can play maybe one song in full and maybe a few snippets of others. Tell me some of your highlights.
Well, there's Cara Crawford-Smith's Little Soldier, which has got a lot of balls. She's at Otamoto College in Tauranga, which is a very songwriting kind of school. We've always got someone from that school. I like this one, Little Soldier. It's about the soldier inside your head. I'll let her tell you about what that means.
There's a soldier in my mind who thought his soul was so divine. Now he's come back from the war. He's not the same boy at my door.
72% of the songs that were sent in are from females.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're a holding pen for great female songwriters. We are.
Fantastic.
Okay, so then I actually got 2 from Epsom Girls Grammar, because I think that's a place which is building in its songwriting fervour. And their HOD of music, Peter Thomas, he's a classic, he runs Auckland something orchestra and all sorts of things, but he arranged the strings for Abby Noel's song Skin.
Oh, breathe within your bones. Oh, breathe within your bones, so pull out the pen and spark that feeling. Oh, wrap me up in your arms. The world is so foreign, but with you I am disarmed.
There's a really impressive duo from Huntly, and I know you're thinking the Top Twins, Casey and Carlisha Messant. They call themselves Situation Vacant because they put an ad in the paper for a bass player and no one answered it.
Right, yeah, classic.
But Casey's heading off to Waikato University next year. We've gone to bed with University of Waikato. They're starting songwriting as a subject at tertiary institute.
You're changing the education system,
and
Mike.
it runs for 6 weeks, January. I thought I'd throw that in because
That's very good. No, do it.
there aren't many tertiary establishments that offer actually songwriting. So that's cool. But this song is called Honestly, but he is such a great vocalist and guitar player, and his sister plays the drums. So have a think about that as you're hearing the drums pounding away.
What it meant to me and what it could have been. Can't you see I'm falling? Can't you see I'm breaking down? Can't you see I'm falling?
And what's your pick of the bunch?
Well, there's something I want to talk about.
Okay.
So every school has, somewhere along the line, stage musicals.
Yep.
And the fallback position will be Grease or Godspell or Sound of Music and so on and so forth. Why don't they write them? The beauty of a school, a secondary school, is everyone's corralled in the 4 walls. So if you got the creative writing people to put together a libretto, a story, some great characters, you got the drama people to act them out, you got the songwriting subject of next year to bring in a bunch of songs that relate to that, and then you've got the art department to put all the stage
Of course.
and put on their own musicals. And the song I've chosen, What We've Always Done, is a beautiful song that Campbell, MacKenzie at Auckland Grammar wrote. It's a memory of he and another guy when they were 13, 14. They used to write together music, songs, and then they drifted apart. And this is his nostalgic recollection of the time they spent being musical. And when you listen to it, just imagine characters on a stage, or it's like a reversal point in a stage musical where the actor is up a line and something suddenly changes during that song. Think stage musicals. Don't think pop song, radio station, gig down at the pub. Think stage musicals. We should be writing them at schools.
The Play It Strange CD is out when, Mike?
It's live now. We're not doing a CD.
Oh, it's not a CD?
No, it's online. If you go to www.playitstrange.org.nz, the link is on the very first page.
Always keeping it current, always
Keep it current, man.
looking to the future, Mike.
Thank you. It also meant we had more money to record.
Always an inspiration to chat to you. Thank you so much for coming in. Mike Chunn from the Play It Strange Foundation.
So it has been a long time coming, waiting all these years for the light to shine through the clouds. So there was nothing to ever stand in our way, the unstoppable duo carrying on like we do. I'll meet you on the corner of a random street and talk things over like we always do. And life will bend back into place, and the times we've shared will always remind me that when the fog rolls in, I'll have you there. Time passed, suddenly we've moved on, playing that old piano for hours on end. Every day, our gears are still turning in unison, yet we know that someday our time will come and life will bend back into place, and the times we share will always remind me that when the fog rolls in, you'll be there with me on that same old street, doing what we've always done. Walking down a random street, blindly dragging forward through the fog.